Being a Bible college student is one of the great privileges of my life. Give my friends a fist bump and that's all the emotional support they need. Kenzy, on the other hand. I've heard it said that there's no difference between Kenzy and my other friends. Those people are wrong. I'm a student here. I participate in the activities, submit all my homework, and drink unhealthy amounts of caffeine. I like to make sense of things. But making sense of Kenzy is a whole different matter. Now our campus is telling us anyone can be a Kenzy, that if you identify as a Kenzy, you can be a Kenzy. Forget trying to figure out Kenzy. The real question is, what is a Kenzy? Truth is, I drink a lot of coffee. A lot of coffee. But what is truth? Is there a truth? Can my friends really become a Kenzy? Is there a Kenzy trapped in my friend's body? If so, how do I get him out? Are any of my friends who they claim to be? Who are these people? Who am I? I better see a therapist.
I'm a licensed Kenzy identifying therapy specialist. I use many different strategies to help those who may feel they are a Kenzy, but need help expressing that.
It says on your website that you use a variety of tactics, including baffling, complicating, disconcerting, befuddling, bewildering, confounding, perplexing, blurring, mystifying, complex, difficult, and disorienting to help your patients. What does that mean?
I believe in using a variety of methods for each patient uniquely.
I'm still confused.
Yeah.
So one of the questions that I wanted to ask you is, what is a Kenzy?
Wow, that's such a great question.
So do you know?
I don't think we can know.
I thought therapy would make me less confused. I still don't have an answer. I wonder if anyone else is feeling this way. I should go ask some others and find out. We are on our way to the Ecola boat races to ask people what is a Kenzy. So we're out here today asking people what is a Kenzy. Do you know what a Kenzy is?
A Kenzy is a person named Kenzy, I guess.
So can anyone be a Kenzy?
Yeah, if they try.
If they try? Yeah. Okay. Do you want to elaborate a little bit more on that? Like when you think of Kenzy, what do you think about?
Awesome hair. I mean, he's funny too.
So is anyone that's funny and have awesome hair, can they be a Kenzy?
Yeah.
So we're out here today asking people, what is a Kenzy? What is a Kenzy?
Well, a Kenzy is unexplainable, but in the best way possible.
Can anyone be a Kenzy?
No, not at all.
So if I identify as a Kenzy, I can't be a Kenzy?
No.
We're out here today asking people, what is a Kenzy? What is a Kenzy?
You know, that's one of the world's toughest questions right now. He's an anomaly. It is both a wondrous and confusing thing to watch, and that's my answer.
Can anyone be a Kenzy?
No, I think it takes a special type of person to be a Kenzy. Yeah. Not everyone can do it.
So we're out here today asking people, what is a Kenzy? What is a Kenzy?
Well, I actually identify as a Kenzy. I don't know, it's just, I don't even know how to explain it, you know, it's just a way of life. And the reality is you can be a Kenzy if you want. And I feel as though being Kenzy is so freeing and just, it has made my life feel so just loud and proud, and I can't wait to show the world what kind of Kenzy I am.
So what is a Kenzy?
Well, like I said, sorry.
Do you have an answer?
No, because a Kenzy can be anything that you want it to be.
So there's not a set definition on what a Kenzy is?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
But you don't have a definition for what a Kenzy is?
It's whatever you want it to be.
So we're out here today asking people, what is a Kenzy? Do you know what a Kenzy is?
Yeah, it's me. I'm Kenzy. I'm a Kenzy. Like, that's who I am.
What is a Kenzy though?
Me. I'm a Kenzy. Like, I don't know, just a Kenzy is someone who's like me, you know? Anyone can be a Kenzy. I feel like I'm a Kenzy, so I think that I describe myself as a Kenzy.
So do you have a definition for what that is?
It's kind of hard to describe. I just think anyone who wants to be a Kenzy can be a Kenzy. I wanted to be a Kenzy, so I'm a Kenzy, all right? Does that make sense?
So anybody can be a Kenzy?
Yeah, sure, if they want to be.
Okay, let's go ask some of these people what they think a Kenzy is.
Well, there's two types. One's a wild, crazy Kenzy. He's in the first year class. The other's really sweet and wise. She's in the second year class.
So can anyone be a Kenzy?
No, the first type of Kenzy is very specific.
Out here today asking people, what is a Kenzy? Do you know what a Kenzy is?
Okay, well, in Ecola Bible School, we have two Kenzys. One, her name is actually Mackenzie, but for short is Kenzy. And the other one is black male Kenzy. He's in first year classroom.
So can anyone be a Kenzy?
No.
So we're out here today asking people what a Kenzy is. Do you know what a Kenzy is?
Well, you know, there's Kenzy, and then there's Kenzy. I think there might also be Kenzy. But like Kenzy is just wherever you find Kenzy, that's where he is, you know. Yeah. I love Kenzy.
So can anyone be a Kenzy?
I mean, do what you want, you know. It's just YOLO. YOLO.
We're out here today asking people what a Kenzy is. Do you know what a Kenzy is?
No, I don't. Is that the cat that's on campus?
Out here today asking people what a Kenzy is. Do you know what a Kenzy is?
That's a good question, man. Honestly, I don't know, man. It's a whole nother breed of people, bro.
So can anyone be a Kenzy?
I believe so. And it's terrifying to think how many possible Kenzys could be out there.
We're out here today asking people what is a Kenzy. Do you guys know what a Kenzy is?
Someone who modifies their car a lot and eats a lot of hot chips, I'd have to say.
Definitely, they need help putting their do-rag on sometimes.
And changing out their ear piercings.
Yeah, and they get their haircuts from just the whitest guys ever.
Okay, wait, where do we take the garbage?
So can anyone be a Kenzy?
No, but I could be a Kenzy's barber, let me tell you.
Do you know what a Kenzy is?
Kenzy is something that lives inside all of us. Kenzy is he's the ferocity of a man, and the gentleness and the meekness of a woman. You see, we have two wolves battling. Inside of us. One of those wolves is your own self, your spirituality, and the other is Kenzy, and they're constantly at odds with one another. That's Kenzy, Michael.
We're here today asking people, what is a Kenzy? Do you know what a Kenzy is?
No comment.
Thank you for your time.
We have to act like the
All right.
desk away.
So we're out here today asking people, what is a Kenzy? Do you guys know what a Kenzy is?
No.
Who?
A Kenzy.
Is it like a verb or like
Adverb.
noun?
Adjective?
Person?
So,
Animal?
so you guys don't know what a Kenzy is?
Food? Wait, that's a food. I had it one time.
Oh yeah. When we were in Paris? Yeah.
I've never been to Paris.
It's fine. It must have been with somebody else.
Okay. I don't. Sorry.
All right, thank you for your time. So you identify as a Kenzy. What does that mean?
What? I am Kenzy.
But what is a Kenzy? Like, what are you identifying as?
Well, I guess a Kenzy would be just, you know, like when you eat like too much chili and your tummy like goes, you know, like it's a feeling like deep inside of my gut and my soul. So, yeah.
Well, I guess I'm just having a hard time with like, if it's a feeling, if a movement, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, what is a Kenzy? That's kind of the main issue I have.
If you don't know what a Kenzy is, then that just shows that you're not one. So, I can't help you. You just know. It's an experience. Like nothing you've ever felt before in your life. It's really something beautiful.
Okay. But what is that?
Yes. Exactly. Yes.
So, what do you identify as?
Aw, so serious. I identify as a Kenzy.
So how long have you known that you were a Kenzy?
This many.
So you weren't born this way?
From rags to riches, I wasn't born this way, but I've always been this way.
So what is a Kenzy?
That's very inconsiderate.
Today we are outside at a Kenzy rights protest. We're gonna go interview people. What is a Kenzy?
Kenzy's rights are human rights. Kenzy's rights are human rights. Kenzy's rights are human rights. Kenzy's rights. Please go away.
What is a Kenzy?
I'm Kenzy.
You're a Kenzy?
I Kenzy.
Rights are human rights.
What is a Kenzy?
I Kenzy. Me. I Kenzy.
Human rights.
Get that camera out of my face.
Sir, what is a Kenzy?
Kenzy rights are human rights.
What is a Kenzy?
Kenzy rights are human rights. Kenzy rights are human rights.
Hey, would any of you like to talk about what a Kenzy is? What is a Kenzy?
A Kenzy? Well, I'm a Kenzy.
I like trains.
Kenzy shaker. Kenzy shaker.
Kenzy rights are human rights.
Kenzy rights are human rights. Kenzy rights are human rights.
But what is a Kenzy? What is a Kenzy? What is a Kenzy?
What's not a Kenzy?
What isn't a Kenzy? What is a Kenzy to you? Yeah.
Kenzy rights are human rights. Kenzy rights are human
Well,
rights. Kenzy rights
looks like we're gonna have to go somewhere else to find out. Well, now that we know others are confused as well, I should look to where there will be the most level of truth. The American University.
What we do in Kenzy studies is not just look at what makes someone a Kenzy based off of attributes, but we look at the modern day equivalent to the expression of oneself, identified and expressively expressed and confident about Kenzy being a social construct and infused in our everyday life.
I guess we should start off with that we have Kenzy and then we have the other students. Is there a difference?
Oh, wow. You see, that's the type of question I would spend like a whole semester on. I would talk about that for hours and hours, but when being a student is an unchangeable fact. Being a Kenzy is more of a social construct. You see, it's an abstract way of looking, the little moments, that's Kenzy. You don't understand that it's not merely just being Kenzy, you're feeling Kenzy.
So, is Kenzy and the other students two different things then?
Well, they are, but they aren't.
Well, Kenzy is a unique and awesome guy, so couldn't we just say that the two things are different?
Well, I don't understand why you have to ask that question. I want to understand why that's so important to you.
Well, to kind of understand reality, right?
Well, when someone tells you who they are, you should believe them, right? If someone tells you they're Kenzy, you should believe them. That's them telling you who they are. I'm not sure what social interactions would have to do with Kenziness or non-Kenziness.
Well, I'm not trying to talk about social context right now. I'm just trying to figure out what a Kenzy is by getting to the truth.
Yeah, I'm just really uncomfortable with that language of getting to the truth.
Why is that uncomfortable?
Because that sounds very anti-Kenzy identifying, and if you keep probing, we're gonna have to stop the interview.
If I probe to what the truth is?
You keep invoking the word truth, which is very condescending and rude.
How is the word truth condescending and rude?
Well, why don't you tell me what your truth is on 30 seconds of thin ice before I'm done?
About what my truth is? I don't really feel like I have my own truth. I just know of the truth, like the reality. So shouldn't we try to get to the bottom of what reality is?
So why are you so concerned about someone else telling you that they're a Kenzy?
Well, there's only one Kenzy that I know exists.
And how do you know that?
Because he lives down the hall from me, and I've never met anybody like him.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He borrowed a fork from me and still hasn't given it back to me yet.
But there's so many variables of what a Kenzy could be, what a Kenzy is.
Okay, so what if I said I was Dr. Josh Duff?
Well, are you?
No, I'm not.
Well, how do you know that?
Well, exactly. Do I look like Dr. Josh Duff?
No. No, you do not.
So what if I said that I was Dr. Josh Duff? What would you think about that,
Well, I wouldn't think that's a very accurate representation of who you are.
So people can make false statements about who they are then?
Sure. People can lie. I don't see where you're going with this.
Well, I guess this really comes back to one question then. What is a Kenzy?
Why do you ask that question?
Because I want to know.
And what do you think the answer is?
Well, I'm asking because that's why I came to you. This is what you do, right? What is a Kenzy?
I mean, the answer's pretty simple, isn't it? It's someone who identifies as a Kenzy.
But what is that?
As a Kenzy?
What is that?
A Kenzy.
Do you know what a circular definition is?
I do.
Well, that's what you're doing right now.
No, I'm just giving you an answer you don't want to hear.
No, I'm just looking for a definition.
I just gave you one.
Well, that didn't help. Let's go talk to some real experts. So, in your expert opinion, what is a Kenzy?
I've done a lot of research in this field. I've had a lot of firsthand experience with Kenzy. My perception clinically is that a Kenzy is a African-American male, first-year student in ad dorm, comes into my dorm every single night, eats top ramen, watches the same YouTube video over and over and over again, has an obsession with physical touch.
So, if a Kenzy is clearly one person, clearly defined by these characteristics that you just mentioned, why do you think culture and our campus especially wants us to believe that anybody can be a Kenzy? Because wouldn't they have to fit into these different characteristics?
It really is a mental epidemic that's overtaking our culture today. They see Kenzy's joy in life. They see his ability to fit in wherever he goes. And them, in their depressed state, want that for themselves. Half of them aren't even black.
You bring up a really good point. I would say that Kenzy really does have a lot of joy and an ability to make people around him really happy and joyful, and I think culture does want to emulate that. But it is very weird that people consider themselves to be a Kenzy when there is only one Kenzy. How as a culture should we respond to something like that? Because it really seems hard to deal with in this time.
I think they just need to realize there is only one Kenzy. You can't just be going around acting like a 5-year-old trying to impersonate Kenzy, because that's just Kenzy. There can only be one of him. They need to come up with their own personalities and not try to take from such a special and unique thing that is Kenzy.
So why do you think in today's culture everybody wants to be a Kenzy?
Because he's caring and hardworking. He loves to be around people. He loves his Scion TC. It's incomprehensible that people want to attain the level that he's at. They try and they fail continuously. No one can be like Kenzy.
I've gone around the entire campus asking this question, and I haven't gotten a single answer. What is a Kenzy?
You know, that's a really good question. Why don't you go live with him and find out?
Well, he already has a roommate, so should I go talk to him?
That's a great start.
What's up, Michael?
You know, I've been all over the campus and I'm trying to ask one question. What is a Kenzy?
Well, he's my roommate. He's one solid dude.
All right. Thanks, Tim.